the video? I did
Yeah.
share it last time.
Did you? Okay. No,
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. Just reminding you, we're live now. So.
All right.
What's up?
So.
Yeah. Make sure. I make sure. I always like to make sure that it's on there. Make sure everything's going all right. Yep, we're live. Okay. Let me turn my sound down so I don't get any feedback. Did you see? Did we share in the chat that Ultra's canceled again?
Yeah, I don't know if it was you or someone that posted a little statement that Ultra released.
How you feeling about it? You think they're done? You think they're gonna come back? They did Japan, didn't they?
I don't know. I forget.
They did somewhere in
Taiwan.
Singapore,
Taiwan.
maybe?
They did Taiwan last fall.
Fuck it, let's go to Taiwan.
No, I mean, man, it's a festival that makes millions, and then it sucks because they haven't given people refunds from 2020.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't Pasquale doing the same thing though?
I thought he did give refunds for people that purchased
I don't know.
2020 tickets.
I haven't
and then
checked.
If you purchased 2021, then that was kind of like on you.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. There's different stipulations out there for both of them.
I'm wondering, like, how the business is doing. If it's staying afloat. I mean, they're not paying for anything besides that one Ultra they put on. I wonder how they're doing. Like, if they're gonna survive and make it.
I don't know. It's a big business.
It is a big business, but I'm wondering, like, how much are they paying the artist? How, like, what's their profit?
I don't know. I don't know how much the tickets for Taiwan are too. That's another thing.
Yeah.
And
Oh
then
yeah.
They have their vendors and stages. It's a big old ordeal.
Yeah.
So.
I'm starting to get the itch. I was doing pretty good last year as far as not really going to any shows, but now I'm really starting to get the itch.
It's been nice though to save money. Like that's a.
You cut off.
That's been a big thing. Like not traveling as much.
There you
go.
What's up with your connection? You're cutting out.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm looking at my Wi-Fi. Should I switch over? I have a 5G option.
Oh no, actually,
it
might be mine. Hold on. It just told me right now. Am I coming in okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
That's weird. Something's up.
Mine, so we have Spectrum, and there's a 5G option. I don't know if that makes a difference, like if that helps.
Who the fuck is Spectrum?
Give it a boost. We'll leave it.
I have Cox over here, but
one of the...
my modem's been acting stupid because when Lev does school right here, that's why I have my little multiplication thing right here. But every day I've been having to reset the modem because it'll kick him and stuff. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. I need better internet. I thought we'd be able to join fucking Starlink from Elon Musk, but apparently that's only for if you live like rural, which is lame.
Interesting.
I need good internet. I'm doing all kinds of shit over here, streaming and stuff, and there's like 4 people living here. It's not fun.
No, I don't blame you. And plus, everyone's using the internet for distance learning, working from home. So.
Yeah, they gave Katie her own. She has her own like a hotspot thing. She doesn't even connect to ours. That's why I was like, why is my connection like nothing's on? And like previous times I've streamed, like previous times Eric's has been playing and shit. I don't know, it's weird. No, it wasn't yours because it popped up and it said I had an unstable connection, but it went away. So. I don't fucking know. Anyways, what else you got going on before?
Yeah, I don't know if these. Oh, well, like we were talking about Lucy, just plan on neutering her next month. That's another thing. I'm amazed that it's already going to be March in less than a week. Isn't that crazy?
I got memes for that March was like last week or some shit like that. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really faze me because like I said, I've been going to work, so like the stuff it's different. I see it differently from everyone else, I think. Because I'm just out, and everyone's been stuck at home, so it's not the same for me.
Yeah. Well, I would say, too, I think, well, at least for me, I found a good kind of, like, rhythm and, like, schedule for working from home. So it's not too bad. But still, it's still crazy that we're already, like...
And it does seem like the years are getting shorter and shorter. Usually, I used to count by festivals. Like I knew like beginning of the year was like the first was up was crossed. Then what was after that? And then we have our few that we have over here. Like I don't know. That's like my timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys?
Like
You
I
guys are
feel
still
like
shut
once
down, right?
No, we're open now. We're open with, I know, we're open with modifications.
Wow. What does that mean? Like wearing
Yeah.
masks and stuff?
Wear masks, social distance, limited capacity, outdoor dining only right now. And yeah, but everything is pretty much open. The only things that are not open are, I think, like movie theaters and amusement parks. Like
That's what I
Disneyland's
was.
not open.
Speaking of movies, that's what I was considering doing. Like, because my therapist wants me to do something by myself. Well, she doesn't want me to, but she suggested it because I'm like weirded out by it. I was thinking about the movies, but that's like the one thing that I think is weird. So I don't know if I should do something
Going
else.
to do something by yourself?
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I do things by myself, like grocery shopping, like, but those things seem like chores. Like, that's okay. I'm talking about like going to the bar or like going to a rave, like, you know what I mean? That's just
I
so
was gonna
weird.
say, why don't you go to the bar by yourself and like go sit up at the counter
Loserville. No way. Then what if there's a cute girl and she looks at me and she's like, ah, fuck, this guy's a loser.
Not even. Not even.
I don't know.
I feel like, what about the local breweries in your area that like you go during like a special beer release or something, and then you look all cool because like, ooh, I'm up at the like counter or something, like, you know,
Yeah, trying
I'm
to get
trying
them
out
likes.
this new beer.
I don't know. We do have like a cool local little bar, but it's a little awkward walking in there and just table for one, please. Or sitting
my
at the counter, the
gosh.
bar, you know. It's just hard. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, to tell you the truth.
What about? I know this might sound weird, but what about like going to get a back massage, like a spa day? I mean, I don't know. Some
That
people
sounds
do
like
that to
something
get
you
with,
kind
like,
of
their
would do by
significant
yourself.
other.
I don't know. Would they? I don't know. I don't do
I
that
was
stuff.
gonna say some people do it as a couples thing, but I don't know. Be creative.
I've been thinking about it because I don't. I wanted to say that I could do something, you know, when I go back to see her. I wanted to be able to say that I did it, but
Yes.
also there's no pressure, so
Yeah, I'm
like,
independent.
yeah, you know, don't need no friends. It's still scary though and awkward. I can't get over it. I'm trying real hard. But whatever.
You'll be fine.
We'll see. I don't even know if I'd talk about it. Like, I don't even think I'd tell people. Like, if I know I made that post about it, but I don't think I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm at the bar by myself, guys. I think I'm just gonna keep it a secret and then just tell, you know, Isabella and be like, okay, that's done. Let's move on.
Yeah, like I tried it, wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So.
Do you ever have you ever, you know, done stuff by yourself?
I go and get my like nails and hair done.
That's
by
different.
myself. I've gone
That's
shopping
that's
by
stuff you can
myself.
do by yourself. Those are things that are okay. I'm talking about like movies. Have you
Yeah.
ate dinner like at a restaurant? I'm not talking like McDonald's or something. I'm saying like a restaurant.
Lunch dinner by myself.
Like
Would
I don't know, fucking Olive Garden or something that's kind of around.
No, but what about like Chipotle? No.
That's like fast food. That is that,
like
no.
oh.
Those are
Well,
so
I
see
have
those seem
eaten by
those seem
myself.
acceptable. Yeah, I mean I've done McDonald's stuff, but
Oh.
that's see, it's for me it's like there's a division. Like McDonald's and stuff, those places don't count to me because like they're just fast food quick places. Like everybody does it. I'm talking about like going into
Okay.
a full blown
Yeah,
restaurant.
I would say. Oh, I'd say I've eaten by myself like at a Chipotle, In and Out,
Mhm.
juice place, smoothie place, something like that.
All right, whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe
not a
I'm just being
full-blown
a baby.
restaurant. No,
All right, so
you'll be fine.
all right. If I'm not fine, I'm gonna come complain to you and the rest of everybody else.
Yes.
All right. So where do you want to start
There's a little
with this?
lag on my end, by the way,
For me or for who?
for how you're coming in.
Really?
Yeah.
What about now?
Yes.
Still better?
Should I try to switch over the Wi-Fi to the 5G and see if that does anything?
I don't know. Will it end our
I don't
connection?
know. No, it might just pause it for a second,
All right, try it. Let's see.
or no.
Try it. No, go ahead. Give it a shot.
Okay.
I don't think it's you though. I think it's me.
Okay. How's that?
Yeah, you're still the same. What about me?
Yours better. It's like
Nope. See, my internet connection is unstable. It's me.
okay.
I'm wondering if.
Now mine says the same thing. Your internet connection's unstable.
Really?
Now it went away.
Maybe
I
it's
don't
both
know.
of us.
Maybe it's both of us.
I don't fucking know. This is the first time it's ever happened though. I don't really get it. Nobody's on anything, so I don't.
Well, I can hear you and see you fine now. There's no lag.
Whatever. We'll just have to power through it, I guess. If it gets cut, then I don't know. All right. So where you want to start with EDM and mental health?
Well, I would say that for both of us, it's an awesome scene and awesome music.
Is it though? Is it really?
Yes, if you use it or participate in it in a healthy way, right? Because I think there's a lot of misconceptions about the scene, a lot of misinformation about different substances that are out there, just a lot of stereotypes too.
Yeah.
And with that, I think that affects mental health, not only for the people that enjoy the scene, but then the wonderful DJs that put out, awesome music. So
Would you say there's a stigma on our scene? Yeah, huh?
totally, I think there's a stigma for every music genre, So
Well, I mean, rap, they definitely glorify like using drugs and shit.
they do.
I wouldn't say our scene does, but it's definitely a part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so it seems to me though the EDM scene is more, I guess it's newer, right? That the idea of festivals and electronic music, I mean, electronic music has been around for years, but the scene itself and it being more popularized is what, the past 10, 15 years?
Yeah.
It's became a bit more out in the open and more welcomed,
Yeah.
maybe?
I wonder if anything plays into the part that, or the fact that like I've always taken it that like the EDM community was like always like the outcasts of groups, in the beginning. I wonder if that's played any role, like people coming to this community that are down about themselves, because they don't have friends, and then they resort to drug use or something, which might make their mental health worse.
Yeah, and I think the idea of EDM is like, oh my gosh, it's this big old party where people are just doing drugs and going crazy and listening to music that has a high BPM and just wilding out. And that's not the case, Whenever I think of, or I would say one of my first maybe EDM scenes in a movie, do you remember the maybe 5 minutes into Blade?
Oh yeah.
And
Fuck
they
yeah.
they were in that underground
Yeah, like that.
club.
Yeah, that shit was lit.
and the blood was like
Yeah.
freaking pouring from the ceiling. So, minus vampires, that's what people think of or have thought of EDM. Just people.
Let's clarify. That's techno. If you like that, you're looking for techno. Just
Yeah.
throwing that out there. You're not gonna get that at trance or some bullshit.
But I'm just talking about the stereotype of like, oh, just
Yeah.
going crazy, drugs.
Do you tell people that you go to shows and stuff, like coworkers or?
Coworkers and family, no. My clients don't really know because my private life doesn't really come up. And they don't.
Are you
they
allowed to
don't
talk
ask.
about your private life? It's up to you or what?
It's up to me.
Yeah.
Some self-disclosure if it's related to what we're talking about. So small stuff. Talking about Lucy at times.
Yeah.
Some college experiences, like very, very small and minor.
Yeah.
Not like my own family drama. No.
Yeah, well, not like that, but yeah, okay, so if it's related in some way, something minor.
Yeah.
What was that? What's going on here?
My Apple Watch picking up on what we talked about.
Oh. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm the same. I got a few cool people who I know I can trust, and I'm like, yeah, these do the parties, so.
Yeah.
but the rest is a no.
Yeah. So I think, outsiders, if they think of Blade and that scene, they're like, whoa, this is intense. That's what everyone does, is just, party and go crazy when it comes to EDM music.
Yeah.
So, and I think slowly but surely that mentality is changing. And there are safe ways to have fun and party and even use substances,
Yeah, there's plenty of people I know that, they're sober and whatnot, and they really just, music is the core of the whole scene, so it's...
Exactly. It's the bad apples that go overboard with the drugs and alcohol and just not being responsible. That's what it really comes down to. So, then that's what gives it a bad name, because you see those negative articles in the media about somebody passing away, somebody being sent in an ambulance, and just all the horrible headlines.
Which brings us into our DJs who have taken their own lives. Which one hits you the hardest?
I would say the one with Avicii, because he's, I think, a year older than me, or was a year older than me.
Yeah, he was 28, I think, right?
Yeah. So just right around my same age group. And one of the first DJs that I really enjoyed listening to and kind of prompted my love for EDM.
Yeah.
Back in 2009, 2010.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of his, but I mean, I still respected how big he was and how much people loved him and stuff. And just to hear that he, well, I guess it didn't come out till later, but that he took his own life. And I don't know.
It's unfortunate because these DJs make millions.
Yeah, you would think somebody like that has it all and is happy and could do whatever they want, but nope, here you are, somebody.
Money doesn't buy happiness. I always tell clients and friends, family, that it can buy opportunities, it can buy security and safety, but it doesn't necessarily buy happiness.
Yeah. I was reading who was it? Black Madonna. She was talking about how some of the management companies pressure them. They don't give them time. They don't promote mental health. They're just gig, do this. And she was talking about how she had her alcohol intake went down. See, I wrote it down 85% once she signed with a different company, and they were promoting more health and wellness, and that's just crazy to. I never really even thought about that aspect. You always just assume it's the individual, but okay, maybe the management's a problem.
Well, because they're representing this particular artist, right?
Yeah.
And then it feeds into the scene itself. Okay, well, we got to promote, a fun
party animal
environment. Yeah, fun party environment that's going to prompt people to spend money, buy drinks, buy food, buy the tickets to the venue and generate money. That's
right.
Really
yeah, they're about their profit.
So if the DJ doesn't seem like they're having fun, then the crowd is gonna be like, "What the hell? This girl's."
I better fucking tweet Charlotte and make sure she's okay.
You do that. Yes. She has a husband now.
Not yet. Okay, it could fall apart. You never know. Nah, I wish them the best, but yeah, I just now I look at them differently, and I'm just like, man, I wonder if this person's chill and if they're okay, or if they're up here exhausted, if they're really sad,
Yeah, it's a business, right? How we were talking about Ultra and Insomniac and whatnot. So they, again, promote this artist and they promote the environment, and they want to just generate as much money as they can. And if the environment's not fun and happening and popping or whatever, then they feel like they failed. And so
yeah, Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that's what the DJs, because they're like, well, we want to make money too, we got to survive, and we got our own families and priorities to take care of and build. And so okay, well, if this, our management wants us to drink, I guess we got to have drinks by our table set up.
Right. I wonder if there's a fear of getting dropped or something too, oh, if I don't live up to their expectations.
And maybe it's in their contract, you need to sustain this environment for each of these events that we book you for, and
Yeah.
So
I actually had a podcast planned with one of the local DJs over here that works with our biggest, event thrower.
Nice.
But I haven't heard from him. It'd be interesting to follow up after this conversation and have a see exactly from somebody what it's like, the pressures and things.
Yeah, that would be good. But I think Avicii and I know Stevie Aoki, he hasn't passed yet, but they both have documentaries out that I think are on Netflix that do give an inside look on their kind of like day-to-day routines and what it's like to kind of constantly travel and back-to-back shows. And there are a handful of DJs that are now sober, because they've been in the entertainment industry long enough, and they can now tell their management, oh, we're not going to drink. I think that's Tiesto, Armin.
How old is Tiesto? He should stop drinking anyways. Like, fuck.
He
just had a baby too.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you should keep giving it up. Like, I'm about to be 33 and I'm already like, I don't really want to get like getting drunk and hangover and
Yeah, so there are a handful of DJs that are now like we don't do that,
yeah.
And they've made it far enough so that they don't have to, be confined by what their label or management says. They can make the rules instead.
Yeah, I remember watching the Steve Aoki one, but I don't remember the details other than he was like a real workhorse. Like he was just like after it. I think it was something with his dad, right?
Yeah, he was born and raised in Cali, I believe, and like went to University UCSB, so University of California, Santa Barbara. And then he initially was doing rock shows, I want to say, in like the basement of his apartment or something like that. That's initially what he was into. And that was Dim Mak, his label, but initially was rock and alternative and metal. It wasn't EDM at all. Like he didn't do DJing until later.
Dang, that just shows you how easy it is to get into the EDM scene.
Yeah. So the documentary was cool though, because it talked about just again the scene and how he was enticed to just drink. He would only sleep when he was on his flights in between events, and not eating well, not taking care of his health, and just constant fast food, constant alcohol consumption. It wasn't good for his body and physical health, mental health. You know what?
Have you heard about that doctor? He was on Joe Rogan. He actually promotes. He's like a legit doctor, like famous. Well, he's made it. He does heroin. Like he promotes drug use, like for your mental well-being. Yeah, it's like he literally is like, yeah, I do heroin. Well, he promotes it in a different way. I don't know if it makes it any better, but I guess as long as it's clean, like from a reputable source, like a pharmacy or something. I don't know. Obviously, that can't happen out here, but
right. I don't know about using heroin. I do know that some states are legalizing certain drugs to do like psychological testing, and I know like I don't know if we've talked about this before, but like ketamine is now being used for clinical trials and treating depression and anxiety. So stuff like that's starting to come out again.
I've been interested in I've been toying with the idea for like my depression, what to do, because I'm so afraid of medications and stuff, but it's also tempting because it's like, well, maybe there's something that can work.
Maybe.
It's just scary. Because I've heard of like the ketamine treatments. Even Joe Rogan talks. Like, I think who's that comedian? He always mentions her name, but she does like a nasal spray, and I'm just like, what?
Sarah Silverman?
It might be Sarah Silverman, maybe. Okay. I don't know.
But since you had asked me what DJ's death affected me the most, which DJ's death affected you the most?
Keith Flint, only from the Prodigy.
Okay.
Only because that's like one of the first DJs that got me into the scene. I remember the Fat of the Land. That came out like what, 96, 97, something like that. Like a long time ago. Back then, that was before like I even realized I knew I liked EDM. Like it was just a song that I really liked. And then I looked into him, and that was back when we still had CDs. And
that was around the time Blade came out.
Yeah. Saint. That's probably why I got popular. Honestly, you might have made a connection right there. But I mean, I was upset about it, but it just makes you think, like, because how we said we think these guys have it all, and it's just like, what? This guy chose to take his own life. you know, but obviously they're battling demons and
Well, it's that idea too. The more money you make, the more they take, and the more that's kind of or that you're obligated to do. I know, I guess by reading articles, not only DJs, but I guess other celebrities that make a lot of money. Well, for example, Kobe and Vanessa Bryant. There's been things in the media about how she's helped her mom 20 plus years, and people feel like they have to pay for their family, and everyone kind of starts to ask for handouts. So I'd imagine these DJs maybe similar issues where they're in debt and they have, their own
my therapist
financial
says to
bills.
practice saying no. It's okay to say no. Just saying.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
I don't know.
So
I wouldn't have many people to take care of if I was wealthy. I don't know. Maybe that might be a benefit.
maybe.
Maybe.
And then
We'll come
I
back to
wonder,
this in the future. If we
yeah,
make it, we'll come back to this episode.
totally. And then I wonder for the DJs that haven't done a whole lot, I guess maybe recently in the past few years, and I don't know, maybe there is a pressure to keep doing more, to keep putting out more music, and that expectation.
Yeah, I wonder how a bunch of them did with COVID, with not being able to have their outlet, their release, their. I know Cascade was kind of down about it,
Yeah.
but I mean, he's only one person that spoke out. How many DJs are there?
I think maybe I would imagine the feedback from the public is like, same thing. Well, you have a lot of money. Like, what are you worried about?
Right.
All of us are struggling because we lost our jobs
Me,
or
me,
we're on
me.
unemployment. Exactly. They're not, but maybe that's why they don't want to speak about it, because they feel like they'll get that hate. Like, oh, well, you made 10 million last year. Like, you're a good,
Yeah, I get it. Have you ever worked with anybody who's like in an entertainment field or?
I have. I have a best friend that works for Live Nation, and then I do have a couple of clients that do work in the music industry, like behind the scenes things.
Yeah.
Yeah, behind the scenes stuff, publicity, marketing, things like that. And they share some of the same things, like it's a high stress environment, very fast paced, no room for error, no days off, that just go, go, go mentality.
Honestly, it kind of, even though they're famous, it kind of sounds the same as like everyday person, because we still got to go to work. We still do the same thing. It's just, I guess, on a grander scale, because all eyes are on you.
Yes.
You
All
know.
eyes are on you. You're expected to
Be happy.
out,
Put a smile
be
on.
happy about a certain product, whatever, if that's film, music, TV, whatever it is. And you have to be perceived as you're perfect. You're gonna be on camera, go on air. You can do no wrong.
Right. They haven't released the stats for like suicide and stuff, huh? For 2020.
I think it's a little too early.
Too early.
But I do know that, mental health overall has extremely increased significantly, since last year, for people seeking out services.
Yeah, there's definitely a surge in this shit. I mean, it's good. It should just be mandatory. Or I don't even know if mandatory. I guess maybe some kind of. There should just be a way that anybody can go, whenever they need.
That'd be really nice. It, not kind of on topic, but not super on topic. There are a couple of NFL teams that have hired a therapist for the team.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, not that it's the entertainment industry, but it is an industry that, boasts a lot of money, and it's a big
Look at
business, NFL.
You and Alex can move over here and start that with the Phoenix Suns or something, or the Cardinals, because Lord knows they need it with all the losing there.
That would be cool. That would be really cool. So that just goes to, that's just, I don't know, it correlates and it parallels one another, of just people in these prestigious positions making, X amount of money and having just a lot at stake,
Right.
benefit from mental health. Well, anyone benefits from mental health, but, just thinking about these people that make tons of money.
Yeah. I keep trying to think about like how drugs play into this with like legit drugs, like the good ones. Like I don't even know what are the most common drugs that people take for like depression and stuff.
Oh, I thought you were talking recreational drugs.
No, because I mean,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Um,
yeah, it plays a part, but I mean, that's
so the like heavy hitters for depression medication, it can vary. There's Prozac, Wellbutrin, Lamictal, or Lamictal.
mm-hmm.
Um,
All right, does suicide go hand in hand with depressed people? I mean, is it always the case?
Not always the case,
Just
but they
high?
do. Yeah, they do have a big correlation, and it's when the depression is really, really bad.
Yeah,
You know, where you feel like you're at a no point, like point of no return.
yeah.
So
I don't. I don't think I've ever had like suicidal thoughts. I remember when I got divorced, I was like super, super down. And you have that idea where, oh, I just want to die, but you don't know how serious it is. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I've never been able to gauge it. Like, I'm curious. I would love to be in somebody's mind, like, who is going through that, even though it's something so dark. Like, just
yeah.
to see how different it is from what I thought, just to get a gauge of the spectrum.
They they feel that their turmoil and their hurt and their trauma is so impactful that not living is the best option. They'd rather not have they'd rather not feel that trauma, the turmoil, the
Yeah.
hurt, the deceit, the lies, whatever was going on. Like if I end my life, I don't have to feel anything anymore.
Yeah, it's just so crazy to think that though. Like, I mean, I've been through some shit, and I don't know, it just makes you think like, man, they must be really, really, really hurting. Like, God, like.
Yeah.
And then what's crazy though is a lot of times they don't even show it, and it's just like, how is it that bad? But you didn't show anything really.
Yeah. Well, that goes back to what we talked about in our first podcast together is all the stigmas about mental health and actually going out and seeking treatment. So I wonder if these young men that passed away and took their lives, if they even had their own stigma of, well, I don't want to go and talk to anybody about my issues. You know, I should be able to handle it on my own. And I don't, that kind of brought me into what we were talking in the earlier about. I wonder what Europe's mental health is like. You know, did Avicii have adequate access to services out there? What is, a therapist's education like? That's
Yeah.
a big research project that we can do.
Says more than 1 in 6 people across the EU had mental health problems in 2016.
Dang, it's a pretty big
17,
statistic.
17.3%. It's 2016, so you got to imagine it's only gone up, and especially with last year, I'm gonna guess and say maybe in the 30% tile range.
That's crazy.
Damn. But I mean, would he have to? I guess that's where was he living? Was he in Europe?
Yeah, I think his home, I believe, is it Sweden or the
Is it?
Netherlands?
For some reason, I kept
One of
thinking he
those.
died in Vegas or something. I thought that's where he lived.
No, no. Well, I mean, there are a handful of DJs that do live in Vegas, but no, he was. Yeah, I think he's from Sweden or the Netherlands.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't. Hmm.
and I think that's where he's buried too, and they had his services and whatnot. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that sparks that question. Okay, well, we talked about last time how trying to get services in the U.S. or in Arizona, California work. I wonder what services look like in other countries.
Yeah.
If there's hotlines, if there's urgent cares and psychiatric hospitals, I'm sure there are. They could look different.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not expecting Saudi Arabia to have really good mental health, but I mean, you expect someplace like Europe or something, Sweden. These, like, they have these countries are more. What's the word?
Inclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, then again, you don't expect like a DJ to have any issues with that. I mean, they got all the money in the world. You think it's not even insurance and stuff isn't like a problem for them. They can just go pay for whoever, they can get the best therapist in the world. It's just a matter of doing it though.
Yeah. I remember watching the Avicii documentary, and there was a point where he had like a really bad GI, something intestinal, something with his digestive system, where he had to literally take time off work and go and get surgery, and he felt bad for doing that, for needing to be out for a month or two to recover. And so, maybe it's that where I don't even have time in my schedule to go and seek some help from someone, because just I gotta work, I gotta make music, I gotta fulfill my contract, what my label says.
So speaking of the world, so I got all these stats up. You can't see them. I'm gonna make you guess. As far as any disorder, how many people do you think worldwide have just any kind of mental health disorder as of 2017?
As of 2017 worldwide?
Yeah.
I would say probably 100 million.
Girl.
More?
Yep. Try 792 million. Wow. Surprisingly, women 11.9%, females over 9.3 males.
Okay.
That's interesting. I wonder what that has to do with with women, I guess women across the world are treated really bad, even worse than here,
Very true. We actually just watched a documentary on Netflix last night about the wage gap between men and women.
That's still a thing?
Still a thing.
I thought we've worked on that.
I think we're still maybe 90 cents to the dollar, something like that.
That's not that much.
It's not there just yet.
Sheesh. Man. Depression, 264 million. Anxiety disorders, 284 million. Bipolar, that's one I thought I was going to have because my mom has it. I don't know if is that can that be a genetic thing?
Can be a genetic thing, but not always. Just kind of depends.
Yeah, she was bipolar as fuck. Schizophrenia. 970 million. Any mental or substance use disorder is 970 million. Why is that different from?
Because substance use is like, alcohol addiction, narcotics addiction, stuff like that.
Almost all of them, women are suffering more. That's crazy.
Some women are really oppressed, especially in third world countries.
Yeah,
There's a lot of gender norms and whatnot.
Yeah. Man, that's just nuts. That might have to be its own podcast.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, female DJs. Hello, your boo.
I just reached out to one of my friends, another DJ. Maybe I'll just do it all with her since I haven't heard back from the other dude.
Yeah,
I'll
that
see
would
how.
be an awesome podcast to discuss.
Erica, if you're listening, coming in hot.
No, that'll be really cool.
Yeah.
I did want to also talk about, this correlates with what we're talking about, the substance use in the EDM culture, and it always brings me back to the Blade scene of people wilding out and going crazy. And
yeah, how do you feel about drug use, first of all?
Well, I think people misuse it, and then it becomes a safety concern, so it's not used in a healthy way, right? And that too, you don't necessarily need substances to have a good time,
Yeah, I think that plays into people wanting to numb. I don't know if are they intentionally numbing, or you know what I mean?
Possibly. And that idea, if I take this substance, it could give me this, alternate reality and kind of make me forget about all my worries and issues at home.
Yeah. I can tell you I've tried acid for sure in the hopes that it would, and honestly, it would keep me feeling good for like 3, 4, 6 months at a time. And, I'll put myself out there. I've done that, and I don't know if that's the right way.
You know what I mean? If it's used in a safe way, in a controlled environment, I think that's probably the best.
Yeah,
right?
But it's not like, well, I guess doctors are starting to look at it. There's not really too much data yet as if it's really legit. I know there's stuff with shrooms starting to come out with psilocybin.
Yeah.
But, I just wish they would work faster on this shit. And
yeah, and like I told you, the whole ketamine thing with those clinical trials. Like I said, it just sucks the individuals that go overboard on it and then they take their lives, and then it's like, okay, EDM, drugs, you die,
Yeah,
right?
and then
Like
that paints a
that's,
bad picture.
there you go. And that's not the case, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of events and venues and even DJs promote um not going overboard with substances, you
Like
know.
who?
What I've seen it all the time. And even when you walk into the venue, you know, you go through a security check. They as thorough
Girl,
as they
you.
can be. They have signs, they have the safety bins or
Well,
the
okay,
amnesty bins.
so since we're talking about yeah, like drugs, and then you brought up Europe because because of Avicii, I know over there it's more like they promote a healthy drug scene, like wait, because they have like tents where you can go and legit take your shit and they'll test it for you, and there's there's no criminal charges or anything. I mean some it's legal for one.
Yeah.
But other places, like I think Tomorrowland lets you take like 6 pills or something like that. Yeah,
Interesting. I
it's
didn't know
weird.
that. And I guess maybe it's the idea of if we give a safe environment and have it in a controlled environment, then that's better than people just taking 10, 12
Yeah.
pills all at once.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. Well, Oregon decriminalized it, so I mean, I don't know if that's really the same as like that where they're promoting. It's just decriminalized,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I was going to say we have clinics for methamphetamine use, and it's
Mhm.
the is it oxycodone? We have methadone. I was thinking,
Yeah,
that's
that
it. We
stuff that
have
they take.
methadone
Yeah.
clinics to help people get weaned off of methamphetamines. So in a way, like
That's kind of the same. Or,
it's kind of the same. I mean, that's a different drug, of course, much more powerful drug. But I wonder maybe then the U.S. could do something similar. You know, testing MDMA, and ecstasy to make sure they're not laced with fentanyl.
yeah,
You know?
I wonder what the issue is. I mean, I bet you it's just because everybody in government and higher up, they're all old and they don't see the change in times, and it's like they got this grasp on these old ideas and they just need to let up and let people do some studies and
Yeah, agreed. That they should allow people to kind of do what they want with their body. You know, I guess
yeah,
that can be contested, but you know,
yeah. But if we had some clinics where somebody can go, I guess, and get high or something under the supervision of some medical professionals, I wonder what that would do, to the world.
it'd be really interesting.
What country was it that decriminalized everything?
Ooh, I don't know.
Let me see if I can look that up.
Probably the Netherlands. That wouldn't surprise me if they did. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. I don't. Portugal.
Oh wow.
Where the fuck is Portugal?
It's south of Spain.
Oh,
Or
okay.
like on the side of Spain. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we need to do some stuff like that and just let's go get our shit tested and I don't know. Then that would create like a whole different culture. Like now there'd be like drug bars or something or like, you know what I mean? Like how there's like a hookah lounge or something. I can already fucking see it.
That, and then all of the drug dealers are going to be like at super war with one another, trying to like sell their product and capitalize the hell out of it.
Yeah, I wonder how that would do as far as like crime, because they're gonna lose their income, and it's like gonna make things more violent. Well, I don't know. Portugal did it no problem, but I mean they're a lot smaller than us.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Huh.
We'll see.
maybe they'll just become legit business people. I mean, it's what they know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe if we're thinking about EDM, these big festivals could do the same thing.
Yeah, they'd have drug
market.
bars there too. Like here's Tomorrowland pills.
That would be crazy. So
Entrepreneurship.
they probably make a lot of money too.
Yeah, they would. I mean, the pharmaceutical is huge, so I don't know. It's interesting to think of a future like that. I don't know. I'd like to see us change things and just get away from the stigma of. I mean, drugs are harmful. It's just the way you do it, and
I had I had taken like a drug and alcohol class, and a professor had described methamphetamines to us in a really cool way that the the dopamine and or when you do something fun that stimulates the dopamine and serotonin in your brain, that's like having sex,
Yeah,
drinking.
one time somebody, I had to do one of those too because I had a bitch ass DUI, so I had to go to a stupid alcohol class, but it was with drugs too because it was like mixed everybody. Anyways, I remember there was like a documentary or something we had to watch, and the person described it as like a hug from God. I was like, what?
Well, maybe. What I was saying is that it was described as like imagine doing your favorite things like having sex, eating pizza and burgers, and like how
Just
all
so
of
euphoric.
yes, that stimulates all of the dopamine and serotonin. Imagine that like times 100.
Yeah.
That's what methamphetamines mimic. So my professor was like, doesn't that make sense? Like, wouldn't you like always want your brain to be feeling as though you're having sex all the time?
I don't know. You ever hear about that girl that orgasmed like a bazillion times a day? She had like some kind of disorder. That sounds kind of annoying, honestly.
but that's kind of the feeling that the methamphetamine gives off, and MDMA and ecstasy, they do similar things to our brain, and
what drugs are they testing? I know MDMA is one, right? So we got MDMA, ketamine, psilocybin. You know of any others?
I thought you said shrooms.
Well, that falls into psilocybin. Yeah.
I think that's it for now.
For mental, let me see if I can look up anything. What's Lucy doing?
She's barking outside.
Is there a dog out there or something? She's trying to get laid.
Maybe. No, the back house is getting fumigated, so and it's windy, so the tarps are like blowing up and down.
Oh, I can't see anything, but I know those ones off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's I think the ongoing research is a good thing, and hopefully it'll shed more of a positive light on our community instead of a negative one, like, oh, just tons of people take a ton of drugs and just pass out. And
what do you think it's going to take to change that stigma?
People using these drugs in a healthier and safe way, not learning the education behind not taking 5 or 6 at a time, not being in an extremely hot desert without any water, but then still need to, want to be under the influence. Like thinking about the physical science to our bodies.
Yeah. Has EDC ever had a year where somebody didn't die?
I think the past couple of years they did pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they've been in the headlines, of course, for people, hospital visits, ambulance, passing out, all the above.
Yeah.
So.
Huh. Yeah, I just think like no matter what we do for our scene as far as, trying to get that stigma away, it's always going to be that one DJ or that one person who's going to keep, it's just like that's enough to keep it around. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Because the idea of these festivals and going to our even live events and to see these, your favorite artists perform, it's fun. It's supposed to be a getaway, right? You turn it into a vacation. You take time off work. You gather with your friends, and it's supposed to be a good time. And you try to keep it like that until that one bad apple, does something negative to create, havoc for the festival, and so.
Yeah. Now, what about, so since we're on the topic of drugs, I definitely notice, like, I see a lot of friends, like, they're always complaining, like, oh, I think I have depression, they're always sad or something, but then I see them partying every weekend, probably doing drugs, the ones that I know are, and I'm just like, haven't you made the connection? Like, you're probably, I don't even know, just burning yourself out, all your serotonin's gone, like.
Maybe it's their unhealthy coping skill.
Yeah.
Of trying to escape, trying to change their reality, right? By drinking, by smoking, whatever it is that they do. And
yeah, I just expect people to make the connection. I don't know. I guess I can't.
Not everyone has Isabella.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad you know her name.
Yes, not everyone has Isabella. Isabella in their life to
They
make those
they should, but like,
connections.
but see, I do know some of these people are like seeing therapists and stuff, and like they're smart people, and I don't get it, and it doesn't seem like they're lying from themselves. It's like they know. It's just they're just, I don't know. I don't get it.
Maybe ignorance is bliss. If I don't think about it and I suppress it and I say to myself I'm fine, then maybe I am, even though I'm not.
I want to tell some people sometimes. I'm just like, well, maybe you should stop doing drugs. Have you thought about doing that? But I don't. I don't want to start no shit. At the same time, I want to help them and tell them, like, look, this is what it is. I just want to grab them and be like, you know what it is.
Yeah. But they're grown adults.
Yes. Can't save everyone, I guess, either.
You know. Same thing with these individuals that go to festivals and do idiotic things. They make their choices, and then those choices have consequences.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But the positive side out of all of this, you know, and thinking about mental health, is that it is fun. You know,
Yeah.
music's fun. What I mentioned, you do take time off work and turn it into a getaway.
Yeah, let loose.
Trip. Exactly. And when you work hard, my thing is work hard, play hard, and that's something that you deserve.
Yeah. But it doesn't always have to be with drugs. And
It does not. It does not.
What about have you ever had like a post-show depression where you're like down because it was so fun and you're back to reality?
Yes,
I've
that
had
was
that.
Frost.
Yep.
Frost last year, where we had a ton of fun, and it was awesome making new friends and a new beastie. Hey, Katie, shout out. You know, and connecting with people, and then boom, COVID, and then.
Yeah, we got really lucky to go to one of like the last festivals in the United States. That was pretty dope. I honestly thought we were gonna get lucky and everything was gonna be back up like now. Like I thought we'd be able to go to Cross. I figured the vaccine was gonna be getting pumped out in huge numbers, and as long as you had it, you could go. And I guess not. Maybe I guess when's fall? September, October? I don't even know.
October.
Yeah, maybe that. Did you get your second dose, by the way?
I did, and I feel better. The day after, I did have body aches and my arm was sore. But
Don't forget to tell everybody you had 2 short side effects where you wanted to get ratchet.
No, that was just because I was listening to Pitbull's radio on Sirius, and it's like throwbacks. It's throwback jams.
Yeah.
You want to turn up?
I still haven't got my first shot. It's fucking difficult as fuck out here. They're so slow. But
Are you considered an essential worker?
yes, but so I'm in phase B, but I'm like the last part of phase B right now. It's teachers, law enforcement, and I think still healthcare workers. But it's fucking been like a month now because you got yours already, and they haven't even got to the bottom of where we enter.
Wow.
And I heard you can go, like you might be able to go and with a friend or something, and if they have time to they'll just give it to you. Like we've had a few guys sneak through where they've gone on their day off. Some have been turned away. Others, they've been like, yeah, sure, we'll go ahead and give it to you. I think it has to play with once they pop the vial or whatever, it's only good for like 6-10 hours. So if you if you go at the end of the day, they're just like, here, you just take it because we don't want to waste it, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Alex hasn't gotten his either.
That's crazy.
Just made his appointment. Yeah. So.
Yeah. See, I go to our website and it's you can't even make an appointment. It's not even an option unless you're a teacher or whatever, and one of the people allowed.
Do you think vaccines will be a mandatory thing for these festival companies, like to be able to open back up?
Only if that's what, I guess the government is going to require for them, or the CDC, or whoever's calling the shots with whatever's going on here. Because they're about their money, so they're gonna cut corners wherever they can. If this is what it takes to bring back their income, yeah, I think they're gonna. Yeah. Somebody I know that works for, I think Live Nation as well, like your friend. I think they talked about something where they were considering testing like some kind of vaccine passport, where you can't even buy tickets unless you have,
proof you got the vaccine.
Yeah, some kind of proof or something, some kind of database where you lets you through. I'm all for it. I'm not. At first, I was a little suspect of the vaccine because of how fast they went through with it. But after researching and stuff, now I'll be more than willing to go get it. And for that reason, just like you said, if that means I can get back to normal life and go have fun and do things, and yeah.
I'm pretty sure DJs would be all for it, right? Same thing. These people wanting to make money
Yeah,
again and wanting
everybody's.
shows to return.
Yeah, yeah. I'm wondering if if that passport would just happen anyways, because I mean, there's the whole anti-vax movement, and like, I get scared for my son. Like, I don't want some kid going into the school just because their parents don't believe in vaccines. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of seems like, why haven't we done that already? You know,
Yeah.
we have shot records. Like, it's basically that. Just you carry it around, I guess, or you'd have it like on some kind of digital wallet or something. You know?
Yeah. That's a good idea. Then you get into the people, like you said, anti-vax. Well, it's my body, my choice,
Yeah.
and
Okay, well, go start your own school or something. Go
I'm
have
gonna
your own
go-
festival.
Right. So I think
Cootie Queen.
everyone is eager for normalcy to get back, and shows to get back, live shows.
Yeah.
The entertainment industry is really struggling for the ones that aren't doing virtual concerts or the drive-in things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh, I'll be down for it. I know just today I was reading some stat that I think we're doing daily vaccinations for COVID as the entirety of Canada. I don't know what that number was, but I remember reading the headline. But it makes me wonder, like, what the fuck? Why can't I get mine? You're pumping out. It's got to be like in the millions or a million at least. Like,
yeah.
why can't? What's the problem? Why can't I just go get my shot?
Yeah, because there's people that I'm sure declined the shot. It's like you got to move on to the people that actually want it.
Yeah, there's what we have 330 million, I think, ish people in America.
Oh, in America.
Not in the state. Come on, girl. No, in America. So if we're doing at least a million a day, let's say, that would take 330 days. That's a little less than a year.
Yeah.
It just seems that, like, for some reason it doesn't match up with how difficult it is to get a shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seems a little weird.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So,
But I want to get my shot because I feel it coming. I know that's what's gonna happen. I don't want to get left behind.
yeah, so we can go out and travel, go to fests, have fun again.
I mean,
safely.
everything's pretty open over here. It's the Wild West. In fact, there was something else was in the news today where I don't know if there's a lawsuit or something, but the business owners over here, if you're a business owner, they were I think they're going to court where they don't have to mandate, or like the state can't mandate businesses to enforce mask wearing.
Oh wow.
Like, it's just a mask. Like, just put it on. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I mean, again, you got people that feel like their rights are being violated, and like you're violating the Constitution.
Yeah.
The list goes on. So.
Have any of your clients Trump supporters? Because it seems to be. I mean, I hate to be biased or call them out, but it seems to be that's who it is. I'm not here to hate on you either. I get the whole "it's my body" thing, but just.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of any off the top of my head because a lot of people have shared with me how much anxiety the election had brought them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, I can't think of any Trump supporters off the top of my head.
Figures, of course, they wouldn't go get mental health help.
So, but do you have other questions or things related to like EDM and these RIP DJs that passed away?
No, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's just they're on a grander scale. Didn't you have some book though you wanted to mention?
Yes. So I was looking and peeking around online. There is looks like it's a non-fictional book that's written by a psychologist in Europe and another gentleman, and it's called Stay Sound and Check Yourself.
Stay Sound.
The headline is: a new book explores mental health crisis among music industry professionals. The only thing is, I think it's going to be, I'm going to copy and paste the link into the chat here, or the Facebook chat, but I think right now it'll only be available to purchase in Europe, but I'm sure there'll be a way to purchase it in California once it's published and all that good stuff.
All right, so we can recommend that to professionals. I mean, do you think anybody should read it?
Anyone that's maybe has a interest in mental health and likes EDM and the music industry,
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay.
And then I pasted in another um, online like website that has a couple of articles that talks about a couple of artists talking about mental health just in general. I think it's Alice in Wonderland, Medion.
Man, that girl, she just has boyfriend problems. You can read it.
Well, you know. So
Okay,
that'll
I
be
can.
another like little quick read. I think Martin Garrix as well. So
Okay,
pretty cool.
I can
Cool
link
stuff.
those on our post and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty legit. You ready for our next conversation next week?
Oh my gosh, that'll be so weird and interesting though.
You're the one that suggested it.
Alex suggested it. He was like,
You were
"Let's look
down
at
with
the
it.
topic." I do
Alright.
think it's an interesting
It is
topic.
interesting. Did you want my friend to join us, or what's up?
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And then if they have any pre-set questions, so that like maybe I know ahead of time, like if I have to.
No, I think he just wants to be a part of the conversation, just talking about it.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
like just for the what would we tell people? What is it? We got to tell the people. We can't
Like
be.
what you want to title the next
Yeah,
podcast?
was it about porn, the taboo nature? With the
Um,
fetishes, I guess. I don't know, how would you label it?
like stereotypes or misconceptions of pornography and mental health, something like that. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
I really want to know why people are jerking it to like their sister and stuff, and or in the story is it's their sister, like family porn, like all that. So I don't know. I'm gonna save it for the.
Yeah, save it for the next one.
Yeah.
No, I think this was a really awesome talk because so many people love the music, love EDM, love electronic music, and it's unfortunate that it has a lot of bad labels. And
Yeah,
negative
it's
stereotypes.
I always equate it to like the South Side. Like over here, the South Side's always considered the bad part of town, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like
It's really not.
times change. Maybe at one point it was like that, but it's not anymore.
Yeah, I know many professionals that love the music. You don't have to be on drugs and be drunk to enjoy good music and have fun. Gronk, who I had bet on in the Super Bowl, I had picked him because I knew that he loved EDM and goes to Ultra.
Does he?
Yes.
What?
He goes to Ultra almost every year, and he probably does it big with VIP and bottle service. And
Oh, somebody
all
check
that.
on him since Ultra's not happening. Well, no, he just won the Super Bowl, so he's probably.
So that was the reason why I bet on him, to make the first touchdown. So there you go.
All right, well, it worked out for you, so.
It did work out.
All right, let's end it here. And next Sunday,
Next Sunday, same time?
same.
Or do you
Whatever
want to
works.
do it an hour earlier at 4?
I don't care.
Or
Whatever.
4 o'clock for me.
Whatever works for you. Sundays are I'm free all day. Sundays, so it doesn't. I'm on your time.
All right. Sounds good. I'll text you.
Okay. All right. I'll hear from you in the chat then.
Okay.
All right. Bye.